Swanage TV, Swanage TV. Let's just drive for you and for me. Have fun in the sun and swim in the sea. There's always something special on Swanage TV.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Swanage TV. It's 6 o'clock, it's Friday the 11th of April. We are live, and thanks very much for watching with us. What a week. It's been a scorcher of a week as well. I'm Ian, and my co-host as always is Gary. Gary, how are you, my friend?
Good evening. All right, Ian, how are you doing? All right?
Yeah, not bad. What have you been up to?
Well, I'm obviously on, I'm on sort of a lockdown myself, and I've been cutting the grass. I've done the front garden and the back garden, a total of 5 times in 2 weeks.
Blimey, you are bored.
So tomorrow I'll do the front garden. Yeah. I've put some floor tiles down in the shed.
What are you doing in there? What's that all about? You're converting it to something, are you?
No, I'm just doing it up a little bit, make it look nice.
Summer house, yeah, and, nice, mate, nice.
Yeah. I'm waiting for some floor glue from eBay, as it happens, because I don't think anyone would be delivering a part, really. Supposed to come on Thursday. It hasn't turned up yet, but I'll work on it.
Rubbish.
I'll just sit and wait.
Mind you, mate, everything's late, isn't it? Everybody's late. It's all backlogged. You know, we're
Good
still
Friday.
in lockdown.
Yeah. What have you been up to, Ian? Any good?
As it goes, been working. Still working. Still at essential business, but no one's using us. So we've cut the hours down to Mondays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays 9 till 1. Left our number on the door, and obviously they can catch us online if they need to. But yeah, people are still staying in, Gary. They're still staying in, mate. They are only coming out for their food and essentials, and they're doing as they're told. I think Swanage is sort of, it's not as bad is it now. It doesn't seem as bad.
No, they all seem to be sticking with the rules.
I mean, I know.
Sort of.
I know Facebook is the war ground of the coronavirus thing, but I think we've been doing okay. I think it's got better. I think.
To be honest,
I don't know
I
what
think
it was like today, but
as a community, they come together, don't they?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. We'll have a little chit chat about that. What else have we been doing?
There's a bit of backbiting, isn't there?
Always, I think. Yeah, we clean both our cars. That's how bored we are. We clean both of them. We don't clean them normally. We take them up to the Holton Heath place. The Polish guys there. Fantastic job. Yeah, so we've done that. You've been doing puzzles, have you, Gary? Been in jigsaw puzzles? People have been doing a lot of jigsaw puzzles and stuff to pass the time. I've been drinking a lot. So has most people, I think. Thank God they added the off-licence to the essential travel places. Essential services. Yeah, it's pretty good. And do you know what, Gary, as well? And I know you've been doing a few other things. You've been ambulance driver today, have you?
Yes. You tell them about that. Tell them about that one.
No, I had a bike accident today, ladies and gentlemen. I was coming up the Valley Road, going down into Corfe after going to work, by the way, on a Good Friday. And, it was like an oily bag or something in the road. And I tried to avoid it. I wasn't going very fast, about 20 miles an hour to hit the bend, and bang, straight on it. Broke a rib, as it goes. I'm in pain, but I'm fighting on. We've all got to do our bit, haven't we? So, yeah, not good. And thanks for taking me home, Gary. I know you're in isolation, but it was almost near where you live. So, you were the nearest person that I could stumble up the drive to with my broken ribs. So, thanks for that, mate. Good stuff.
2 meters behind me.
Yeah. I was sat in the back as well, wasn't I? You had yeah. God,
my mask was on.
Must have seen me sat in the back, crying almost. You in the front with a mask on. Like you'd done a robbery or something. It was terrible stuff.
So you've actually injured yourself, haven't you? Properly?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. But I'm all right now.
It's not life-threatening, but it's still your ribs.
I am fine. But look, it's been a busy week, Gary. It's been a busy week. We've got a bit of a show to get through. Shall we have a look at the lifeboat webcam? Should we see what's there? Should we have a look around the town? Let's go and have a look. Takes a little time. Look at that. I know you can't. It's beautiful. It's absolutely picture postcard. Wonderful, that is. I mean, it really is a beautiful place. Look at that. Still calm water. Little seagull flying across there. Very nice. We'll check out the Haven Hotel, but like I say, their camera and our satellite don't really get on very well. There you go. Oh, there it is. Not moving. Never mind. We're going to go to the our railway. Now, this is something on the railway, guys. Where that webcam is, if they could move it forward to another bit so it could look fully, or sideways, to the Co-op car park. And then people could log in and look and see if there's a massive queue. Just a thought, have a little word. I think it's a company that does it for all the railways around the country. I'll have a chat with them and see if they can do it. And well, this is what I'm saying. If it's going all round, I mean, if it's down towards, St Mary's Church or whatever, then don't go. But we'll have to see. Anyway, and our prettiest railway station there, we got Corfe Castle. Not my favourite place at the moment. I've had an accident there, obviously. No trains, no planes, no nothing, no nothing. Although saying that, air travel. I thought it was grounded. There are more planes flying than I've seen in ages. You go and look at them flight radar trackers. There's thousands of them. So,
is that real?
I think so, mate. It's real time. Which it's bizarre. It's bizarre. There's hundreds of planes everywhere, going in and out of countries like Italy as well. What's that all about? No idea. Should we do a bit of weather, Gary? Because it has been...
Still trying to get people back home, aren't they? From Spain. I know there's a couple in Spain.
I don't know. There's just a lot of air traffic. How many people need repatriating? I don't know. Maybe, people got locked down on holidays and stuff, didn't they, I suppose?
Well, they're running out of money at the end of the day, I think.
It's been glorious weather, Gary, isn't it? Been glorious weather. I'm just going to do it now. Let's have a look. We've got, today was boiling. Tomorrow is boiling. You can see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's all scorchio, which is what we like to see. So don't forget, go out, get your exercise, get your sunshine. Sunshine, very, very good for the body and the immune system. Get out there, let's get it done. And let's see where we go from there. Right, Gary. Do you know what?
What are we going to do?
I don't know. I think if people want to get in touch with us, give us a call. 0330 001 2401. Give us an email, hello@swanage.tv, or contact us through Facebook on Messenger. But give us a call. Let us know what you're doing. I've got Rosemary, the telephone operator, standing by. She's busy waiting to take your call or your messages. If they're any good or you want to do it, you can come on. We can talk about it. We can mention it whilst we're on the air. Now, Gary, did you see the sand on Shore Road? All the sand that come up.
Yeah.
Right, listen, what it is, right? It gets contaminated, right? I'm assuming by not being on the beach, which I find a bit bizarre.
What are we talking about? Contamination, oil and stuff. Is that what you said?
Well, I don't know. It must be contaminants that are on the road. Stuff that's not on the beach. So sand belongs on the beach. I'd have thrown it back on because they spent an awful lot of money getting that sand. However, what did you? I haven't got the picture, and I looked for it, but they send it all up the football club and leave it there, right? I'm assuming they use it in the winter to do the goalmouths and all that sort of stuff or whatever. But did you see the van? Did you see the van that was chopped in the way?
I don't know what was going on there. The person in
that van, or send us a message. Just let me know if you got out okay. Thanks very much. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. So, lot going on, my friend, lot going on. And it is our favourite time of the show, Gary, where we have 5 hot topics of the week. 5 hot topics of the week.
Did we get that one? I reckon we did. I reckon that was pretty good.
The honest answer is I'm not sure.
You just...
We need... we need help. Yeah, we definitely need some help. I know that.
We need fire.
Gary, what is our first hot topic of the week?
First hot topic. I'm running through it slowly. Right, first one. Yes. A big congratulations, actually, to Frankie Rudd. This is the hot topic of the week. He did a live lounge broadcast on Thursday, the 2nd of April, and he raised a total of £969, and plus gift aid brings it up to £1,163.25p.
Round of applause, Frankie Rudd, I think, don't you?
Very
Frankie,
good.
Everybody, you had more people watching it than watch us. I think you did a brilliant job, my friend. do another one. Hopefully you'll get another one on soon, and we can watch it again. Gary, what is hot topic number 2?
Hot topic number 2. Jenkins are doing a fill your boot style
Fill your boots.
service. Fill your boot service. Basically, you phone up the Jenkins. They take the card number over the phone.
Yeah.
Put the bags ready to go. They'll tell you what time to pick it up. You drive up. They open the boot. They put the stuff in the boot. You don't even have to say hello or goodbye, really.
I think what they do is, you're right. I think they park up and they phone them, don't they? Do they phone the shop? Give them a quick ring when they're outside.
And then they tell you what time your order will be ready.
No. When they get there, when they park outside the Jenkins, they give them a quick call in the shop and they come out and open the boot.
Yeah,
they do
that's right.
Yeah.
They
don't even have to... They
don't
even have to see them. You're right. They don't have to see them. They pay for it. It's all good. That is also in addition to their normal home delivery service. So, yeah, good job keeping it going.
Very good. Well done, Martin. Well done, Martin and crew down there.
Well done, everybody. Gary, what
hot topic number 3
is our hot topic number 4?
3.
I believe.
3.
No, 3. I'm stupid.
Right. Anyway,
4,
it was that bike crash, I reckon. Anyway, right.
It is, honestly. Not funny.
Food bank, food bins. Where are they situated now?
Food bins, right. I've got a couple of things, right? And fair play to the food bank. I mean, how hard must it be now with crazy stuff? Anyway, they are aware that it's difficult to access their food bins in the supermarkets. And what they're doing is they're going to move some of the bins around by and outside the Salvation Army place, which is where the food bank is. They don't need any nappies. They really, really don't need any more nappies. People are giving them nappies like it's going out of fashion. They got more nappies than the shops have. But what they do still need is they desperately still need that tinned food, the Fray Bentos stuff, savoury crackers, crisp breads, cream crackers, Ritz crackers, long life fruit juice, please. Sweet biscuits and soup. Nothing, please. They don't need Easter eggs. They don't need sweet biscuits. They don't need soup. And they don't need products past their sell-by date. Okay? Who would do that? Who would do that, Gary? Anyway. But
did you get an Easter egg? Have you got your Easter egg?
No, I haven't got an Easter egg, Gary. Have you?
No.
Happy
Terrible.
Easter, isn't it? Happy Easter. Anyway, the food bins, they've got one at Budgeons, Cost Cutters, Spa, which was formerly Arkwright's, and on Monday, Wednesday and Friday between 12 and 2 p.m, outside the Swanage Food Bank door, Salvation Army, they'll be there as well. Be great, yeah, good luck for them. And please give to the food bank if you can. Okay, that one. Gary, what's number 4?
Number 4, Ian, is domestic violence is up 25%.
Oh, Gary, yes.
In
yes,
the time of
indeed
lockdown.
it is.
Well, I can see why in a way, because, a normal situation, people go to work and they won't even see each other all day, then they're happy to see each other. But if you're sat with a twin 24 hours a day, it'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure that that's a valid excuse, but because I work with Lisa, I work with my wife, Rosemary, the telephone operator, I work with her and I live with her, so it's almost a 24/7 thing. And like any marriage, like any relationship, it's not smooth going and sometimes it's fraught with all sorts. But it's not a domestic violence.
There is no need either side.
That's ridiculous.
It's men or women.
But listen, there are a lot of people affected by it, Gary. And there's a lot of scared people. Don't be scared. Listen, be brave. There is a helpline number. Just do it. If you feel you're in difficulty or vulnerable, particularly at this time, give them a call. There it is. It's 0808 2000 247. Certainly don't suffer in silence, and let's make sure that you phone the number if you need to. Right, Gary, what's our last one, please?
Is number 5. Swanage School. We're making personal protective masks for the communities of Swanage and surrounding area. This idea was thought up by Eden Schaffer. He designed it and created it, a PP style mask. that's personal protective equipment, on his own 3D printer at home, and he shared the design with his technology teacher, Mr. Duke. It's all written down.
Blimey.
And then the staff and the students got together and fabricated these masks, and they've been delivering them around this area, and they still continue to deliver them to different organisations. Swanage Hospital,
Well,
I believe,
I'll
got one.
tell you what I have got,
I've
Gary.
got-
I've got, I mean, literally. So they've got this 3D printer. They've made. I'm showing some pictures on the thing now. They've made like the headsets and everything. And I've got a picture of the actual thing, which I've got to get out of the way now, because
machine. Yeah.
No, but and there you go. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Thanks to Dave Firmage of Firmage Cycles to sport it. But I think his son was involved in doing it as well, and that's what they come out like.
Yeah. It was a joint effort.
It's like
all the students, wasn't it?
Listen, it's all made out of plastic. It's all free, and I'll tell you where they are, Gary. Right? Because they've been making them and giving them out to Swanage Medical Practice, the Well Pharmacy, Swanage District Nurses, Dorset Ambulance, NHS Trust, Dorchester. Maternity Unit in Purbeck Care, Cost Cutters, Poole Hospital, Purbeck Community Physios, Corfe Castle Surgery, Bournemouth A&E. Oh, they've gone mad. They've sent some to Wales as well for whatever reason. I'm not sure. Maybe they were short of some. I don't know. And if you know of an organisation, everyone, let us know or contact the Swanage School, if you think they could do with some masks, and go from there. Great stuff, Gary. Well, 5 hot topics.
As long as the
another one gone.
finished.
Gary, I think what I'm going to do now is
I got a
you
special
have
spot
got a
this week, haven't I?
special spot. I'm gonna make you disappear by the power of teleportation, my friend. Okay, very soon, and you're going to get set up for a little bit. We're going to do later. Is that right? Looking forward to it, Gary.
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
you're about to get teleported out, my friend. I'll see you again soon. And there he goes. Right. Well, what can you do? Woo. Yeah, it's a weird old time, weird old week. So obviously it's lockdown day 7,789,000. What we need is a lady. We need a lady, and we need a garden. So what better way to say hello to Nico and her lady garden? Nico, how are you?
Sunshine, as
Fantastic. Well, I have noticed this, Nico. I have noticed this issue. So, yeah, I mean, I've noticed the entire thing. Look at them. Look at him. What's he doing? Hello, Dave.
we have the boys here. This is Dougal, who's incredibly naughty, and if we're lucky, he might try and headbutt us. There we go. Look. Oh no, he's been gentle today. And his brother is Dylan, who is over here, turning for the camera. As
Hello,
you
Dylan.
see. Yes. Now, I said before, they came from Margaret Green, so they'd had quite a bad past, and they're now incredibly happy, very inquisitive. And as viewers saw in the background last week, they were playing. Much like dogs, they wag their tails when they play, which is wonderful. Yeah, they're like dogs with hornsy and dangerous but fun.
Balls, Nico? Do they like a dog?
No, but you can teach them tricks, which I haven't started to do yet, but apparently that's possible. They are very clever. They know their routine. They know how to open the gates.
Wow.
I've had to chain everything because they're far from stupid. Yeah, they're very routine. They're really good fun. They've been loving the weather because, of course, we had rain for months and months and months. And finally, I think since I got them, it just rained. And finally now it's picking up a bit, which is great. So there's the boys. Lots of fun today because I gave them some peanuts. So they're desperately trying to beat each other to the fallen peanuts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot round to the other side of my fabulous lady garden without falling over the rock on the ground. Always a good start. So I'm going to head round here. As many viewers know, I'm out in the rural district. Oh, it's pretty patchy out here for Wi-Fi. We're on a 0.4 upload speed, viewers, which is something akin to the dial-up days.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, kind of
pigeon
crazy.
would be much quicker.
It would be. Now, viewers last week may remember that I planted some seeds, including radish seeds, which have grown incredibly already.
Look at them beauties.
As one can see. I know. So, and I also planted up, you may remember, a pair of old Wellington boots, which are now flourishing wonderfully. We've got mint in one and sage in another.
Really good.
So that I know. The lady garden's going well, Ian.
I'm so sorry about that.
You named it, my friend. We've also got some lettuce seeds, which you can hardly see, but they are sprouting. I've been randomly planting any empty tubs. Toilet tubes are really good for sweet peas and so on. They've been planted up. Now, the main reason I'm here, Ian, as you may remember, we had some sound issues last time.
Yes, we did, yes.
And we've had a flurry of complaints from viewers because the sound cut off in the middle of the speciality medieval winemaking section, which seems to be very popular. I believe Gary was desperately writing down the recipe while I was reading it out, but viewers didn't hear. So I'm going to quickly go over that. For those of you who may like a drink and may be a bit short on money at the moment. First of all, you may remember probably 1 in 100, Ian. I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. So if you've got a pen or paper, write down this basic recipe. Okay. You can divide it down. So if you've only got a 4-litre container, just divide this basic recipe down to what you've got. 30 litres of warm water, 10.5 kilos of sugar. That's 10.5 bags, normal-sized bags of just normal sugar. 7 teaspoons of citric acid, or if there's none available, get yourself a lemon and squeeze that in there. Fine. And then you just need 1.5 packets of yeast. This stuff is wine yeast. It's available online. Got red wine yeast here. And I've also got white wine champagne yeast, which is handy for this time of... Oh, yes, my friend. Now, they're online. It's £1 each. It's not a lot. So you just need £2 worth of yeast. Now, the additional ingredient, which is coming up in our hedgerows soon, this time of year, is elderflower. Umbrels facing down from trees, not up from ditches, because that's poisonous stuff. You don't want to make wine out of that. You need to make it from elder trees. The flowers should be out in the next few weeks. You need to gather about a bin bag's worth of flowers with permission, please, people. There's enough landowners around that you can ring and ask if they mind you collecting elderflowers, possibly on one of your walks, not in a group. Observe social distancing. And then you just simply remove the flowers, pop them in a bin bag overnight on the umbrels. The flowers will drop off. And then all you have to do is you need anything. Let me just switch my camera. I've got here a plastic bin, which is pretty small. Everyone's got some kind of container. You just pop all your ingredients in there. You can separate it out and dissolve the sugar into the warm water, and then add the flowers and the yeast. Mix it all up. Leave it. Stir it once every 10 days. And then filter out the fruit or the flowers. If you can't pick elderflowers or gorse flowers, dangerous. They will savage your hands. But it does make really great coconut flavoured wine.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I know. Yeah, you can eat gorse flowers. Rich form of vitamin C, good against scurvy.
And good against the coronavirus as well, isn't it? Vitamin C.
Indeed.
Everyone
and
will be running
taste
down
good.
the heath now, getting all the gorse.
They will. Just don't go naked because it will be incredibly painful. So anyway, back to the wine. After 10 days, you filter the wine out just through a sieve with a J cloth or something similar, which has got quite close fibres. Sieve it out And I tend to put my wine when it's ready to be left to kind of distill in one of these white plastic drums here. As long as it's clean, you can use anything. You can use Coca-Cola bottles. They're PET bottles, PET, which means they won't explode as the yeast activates with the sugar and starts creating the alcohol. For the desperate, you can probably drink this mixture after it's been bottled. Within one month, 6 weeks,
only if you want
won't
to be
taste so great.
Ill.
Yeah, there will be a layer of yeast at the bottom, which the posh among us know, because originally champagne corks, darling, had the hole in them because you turned the champagne upside down into the ice bucket. The yeast would drop into the hole of the cork and solidify, and one would not get a stomachache after drinking champagne.
Well, I did not know that.
Yeah, fact of the day, Ian. Wine-based facts are good. So basically, that's the simplistic medieval way of making alcohol out of what you can get to hand. If you can't get gorse flowers or elderflowers, use anything. If the supermarket are selling apples, pears, or any soft fruits off cheap, buy them, pop them in your drum, filter it out. I've got wine made of a whole variety of fruits that I've had left over from the garden over the years. Some taste good. Some really don't.
Nico, we're going to have to sample some. When this is all lifted, when this is all lifted, we'll get your bucket of wine and get it round by the Gazette, and we'll have a free wine tasting day.
Yes.
Swanage TV free wine tasting day.
Everyone could bring their concoctions in. That would be fascinating, wouldn't it, to see what people come up with.
I was just thinking we'd just drink yours, Nico, to be fair.
Okay, well, you can just drink mine. I've probably got about, a few bottles left in the shed from over the years. They do get significantly stronger with time, though, be warned. Yeah, indeed. So, viewers, that's a simplistic term. Warm water, melt the sugar, put the yeast in, mix it with the other stuff, citric acid and the fruits, strain it out after 10 days, put it in whatever safe bottles you've got, leave it to distill, drink it gently, leaving the yeast at the bottom, and ye shall have very cheap wine, my friends.
That sounds fantastic. Thank you very, very much. Nico, we're gonna pop and see you a little bit later, I think, as well, aren't we? So, well, look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nico. Thanks very much for that. If you want wine, then Nico is your favourite winemaker. Nico, thanks very much. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye now. What about that? A 5-gallon drum of wine? Are you sure? Blimey even. Nearly swore. Now, Swanage is still in lockdown, as we know. And what I'm going to try and do now is get a good friend of the show, our illustrious leader, Mr. Mike Bonfield. Now, I'm going to give him a call. We'll see. I think he's waiting. We'll have a call and we'll have a chat and we'll go from there. So see if he can give us an update on what's going on in and around the Swanage town, to be fair. Still lots of closures, lots of things going on. I'll give him a chat. Hopefully he'll pick up. And I think we are joined by Mike. Mike, hello, how are you? Good, thank you, Mike. Yeah, I'm fantastic, mate, thank you. Thanks very much indeed again for joining us. What a week, Mike. What a week. Well, there's a few, I think, Mike. There's a few, and I think we, Right, well, Mike, I tell you what, can you, just for the viewers, Mike, can you just give us a rundown of what's been happening in terms of, because we were going to get the, bear with me just a second, Mike, hold on a second. I am struggling, Mike. Well, I've been on a motorbike, you see. I've been on a motorbike, and I'm trying to, just bear with me, Mike. There should be on any second now. It doesn't seem to be. Just bear with me a minute, though. I can't seem to get your sound on, Mike, at the moment, so just bear with me a second, would you? I mean, I can hear you, but People are saying there is a sound issue. I'm not sure what that is at all. They don't want to listen to you, Mike. Can we find out? Can any of the viewers just tell me if they can hear Mike coming through loud and clear, please? Don't know when they want you, Mike. Mike, are you still there? Well, as far as I know, Mike, I can hear you, and I'm assuming you are still going out. We will find out. I'm just going to do one other thing, and if you're there, we can do it. I can just unmute from there. Perhaps what I could do is, what I will ask is if Gary can unmute his thing and be quiet, and I think you should come through there. For some reason, Mike, we've still got the technical issues going on. But, yeah. Yeah, thanks. Just bear with me a second, though. Let's see if I can just bring Gary into the conversation. Gary, are you there, my friend?
I'm here, yes.
Excellent. Okay, so you are there. If you can stay on thing. Mike, are you there?
I'm still here,
right,
yes.
I do believe then, if that's the case, you are now speaking through that one. Mike, say hello again. Yay! We're here. We have you. Maybe we don't. I've still got you. I've still got you, mate. But yes, I have now. I don't know what happened there, Mike. I really don't, but you're back. Hopefully you're back. Mike, tell us what's been going on with the issue with the COVID-19 and what's happening down in Swanage, mate, would you?
Very good.
Hello?
No, it's all right. Audrey's, yeah, it's all right. Audrey's just started to listen to it, and I think there's a bit of a delay between us talking and what she's hearing.
Right. I think there probably is, Mike. We still have a few issues going on. I've got to sadly put Gary into the shot in order to be heard, sadly, and you are coming through loud and clear now, which is a real shame because I don't really know what to do. Gary, if you can mute your camera or point your camera somewhere else, that would be fantastic for now. Thank you. So, Mike, listen, I tried to get hold of the lady that is Laura.
Laura Rowan.
Laura Rowan, yeah.
Swanage coronavirus group.
Yeah,
yep.
And she hasn't come back to me, but I know she's working really, really hard trying to get some bits going. Is that? And she seems to have got all the road people sorted. Is that right?
Yeah. The last I heard from her was that they were still looking for somebody in the Ulwell area, like New Swanage, but otherwise I think they've covered Swanage.
Right.
And I'm just trying to think. It was something like 107 volunteers they've got, which is a fantastic achievement.
That is incredible.
You know, to cover Swanage.
107 people.
I think it was 107. So, you know, it just goes to show, you know, when the chips are down, Swanage people really pull together. And we are so lucky in that. And what I also find is amazing is the people are actually starting to, you know, talk to neighbours, do neighbours shopping for them. And it's actually, I think, going back 10, 20 years when people done this all the time.
I think it's a bit longer than that, Mike, don't you?
Well, I don't know. I'm only 31.
I've noticed I'm getting old and things are starting to break down. I've noticed since I've been here, and you can't get a haircut, so my hair's all finished, but all the other hair's growing as well. Stuff coming out of my ears I never even knew I had. What's that all about?
Well, it's just called old age, Ian. Yeah. But anyway, you know, in Swanage, I think we are so lucky, and it's great to see all the shops that have pulled together doing their home deliveries. And I noticed this afternoon, Heyman's sent up like a food parcel to the ambulance station.
Oh, that's nice.
With some donuts and all that. And I thought that was fantastic. I seen it on Facebook about 20 minutes, half an hour ago. And, you know, that, for shops to do that, because they are struggling as well. And I think it just goes to show that, you know, like I said, we're so lucky in Swanage. And I think, and I hope that when this is all over, we start to come out of this, that people remember what local businesses have done for them and, you know, start supporting them again.
Yeah,
because
listen, Mike, I think they will. I think on a positive note, I think you're right. I think when it gets lifted, I think it will be, and I'm hoping, and I've heard talks that it might go on till May and a little bit of June, but not too much longer. There was talk of it.
No.
So whenever it happens, at least we know that the Swanage people did good. You know, the Swanage people and the businesses did good. We carried on and we did something that tested a lot of us to our limits. And it has tested a lot of us to our limits, financially and everything else. But you're right. People are talking to each other.
I think also we've got to remember that it's not going to be we're allowed out and everything goes back to normal the next day.
No.
I think there's going to be a long time because I think people are going to be cautious still. There are going to be some, as they do now, ignore what they say and will carry on regardless. But I think there's going to be a lot of people will think twice about whether they could come into Swanage. There's lots of people been putting reports on different Facebook pages and saying that they've cancelled their holiday for this year, but they can't wait for next year. And I think we will survive, you know, and we're all here to support each other, which is a grand thing in Swanage. And it's, like I said, it's bringing everybody back together.
Yeah.
And in a way, I think it's almost nature's way of telling everybody, slow down. Start to get back to reality.
Isn't that a funny thing? You know, we're all doing something. I go out for a walk with my dog. I live in Poole, so and we've got wood, and you can hear the birds in the morning. There's not so many people about. There's no traffic noise. It's actually a pleasure to go outside.
Well, I think, you know, and is this sort of nature's way of saying that everybody in the world, because the world's been going at such a pace, and I think it's, you know, it's great. You know, I've never relaxed like I am now, really, unless we go on holiday.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you don't take the time to stop, do you? That's what I said last one.
No, because I think, but normal day-to-day life, everybody is always thinking about, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to pick up the children. The children have got to get to their ballet. The children have got to get to their gymnastics, their football, and it's at such a pace. And one of the best things I've seen on Facebook recently was that the shops should all close for Friday, Saturday and Sunday this week to give them a break, because to me, the shop workers are some of the really unsung heroes. I know people keep on about it, but, you know, they are right at the front line.
Well, they're working long hours, Mike, aren't they, just to keep the people going, you know, so...
And... you know, when you see people getting abuse almost because they've run out of flour or they've run out of something else, you know, it's not the staff's fault.
No, not at all.
And it really upsets me with some people. They take it out on the wrong people. And we're all grown-ups. We're in a civilised society, and people should learn to respect everybody and each other.
I agree with that, Mike. And I think the sentiment about growing up is I mean... come on now. You know, we're in unprecedented times, and I know that's a catchphrase everyone's using. Just be nice, be thoughtful, be sensible. You know, we're all in it. Nothing's happening. Talking about the getting back to normal, Mike, just quickly. You're right. I don't think it will be, you know, June or whatever. Right. Okay, everyone back to normal. Done. No, they are talking about no one going out at all until a vaccine's been found. I hope that's not the case, because, you know, Japan didn't have the vaccine and they're all back to work.
My personal view, and I've heard nothing any different than anybody else. I think it was Ireland. I was just listening to the news. Yeah. They've said another 3 weeks of lockdown. So they've announced that, and I got a feeling that's exactly what will happen with us. Is it Monday? The government's going to make an announcement.
So are we a little bit behind Ireland in terms of
I think so.
What we did? So
but you hear so many differing stories.
Yeah.
And it's very hard.
It is.
But, you know, I honestly believe, I think it'll be the end of May at the earliest before anything starts to settle down.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they were muting about towards the end of May, you know, perhaps lifting some restrictions. And I think that's what we're waiting for Monday now, isn't it, to see what they are going to do. But
I think, unfortunately, for places like us, if they start lifting restrictions, it's going to be, you may be able to walk somewhere else or go shopping.
Yeah,
I don't think
you might
they're
be
going
able
to want somewhere like Swanage to say, come to Swanage, we've got the carnival going on, and 80,000, 90,000 turn up for carnival procession.
Be a hell of a summer, wouldn't it?
They're just not going to want groups of that size, and it's such a shame.
I think that's what they're saying is about groups, Mike. They're not happy to have. I think, like you say, the restrictions will come where you can move about a bit more, perhaps, and not worry about where you're going, as long as you're maintaining the distances. But I don't think they're going to have large group gatherings for a long time, and that's a real shame, because we do group gatherings really well in Swanage. Yeah. But we don't know. It's all speculation, Mike. It's all speculation.
It is, but I just feel sorry for a lot of the volunteers.
Yeah.
Because all of the events that go on in Swanage are put on by volunteers. And something like the carnival, that's a year in the planning.
Yeah.
It's not something they think about and then do the next weekend. And something like that is a hit to everybody. The whole town.
I mean, the carnival
relies on Carnival Week.
Yeah, it is the jewel in our little crown, and I'm still praying that we're okay for that. I am. I mean, listen, they haven't cancelled it yet, and I don't want them to, and I want them to do it last minute. And I think if we are lucky and we do get the restrictions, and life starts to get back to normal again, and we are lucky enough to have the carnival, then I think it will probably be the best carnival we've ever had in the entire world. So
I quite agree with that. And I think we're very lucky with our carnival organisers that they have most of their own equipment and everything. They're not hiring in. So they don't actually rely on a lot of other people or companies to put on the Carnival Week. So, and I just pray, I pray that they're going to do it for everybody in the town, because it affects every business. Everybody in the town is affected by Carnival Week.
Yeah. I think so, Mike. And it's good for the town as well. But, I mean, listen, all the other festivals are going by the wayside, though, aren't they? That's all the ones we have, like the Fish Festival, the Pirate Festival.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we are suffering as a town.
The Jazz Festival, there's lots going. And it's very hard for some of them. I'm just thinking of the Jazz Festival. I think there was 60-odd different groups and performers coming. And that's a lot, isn't it? The organisation, again, that they've put on as a committee. It's fantastic. And it's not going to happen. And I think that's a great shame, not only for Swanage, but for the performers and the people that come to these events from away.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, it's the amount of money that's spent, Mike, I think, which, really... Do you know what I mean? There's so much money spent. I mean, it's like the same thing with... when you have a big thing like that, the whole town, it's a seaside town, so everything at that time gets geared up around there. That's where people make the cream for their business, It might make them, have a holiday that year or something, or not. Yeah. So it's a real sort of tough time.
I'm just thinking this year, it definitely wouldn't be the cream. It'll be a chance to make some money, full stop.
Yeah.
Which, our businesses need it. You run a business. And yes, there's some help from the government, but it's not the same as working.
Well, it's not the same as any of that. I mean, we are lucky, Mark. I mean, I'm not a government man at all. We and all the other businesses that are on rate relief are starting to get their £10,000, their grants. They're starting to get them through. But we have this chat about it, and it's not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. It keeps the businesses ticking over for a couple of months. If the lockdown hasn't lifted by then is when the panic's going to start, I think, for people, unless, of course, the government comes up with another plan. But they can't keep bailing everybody out, or can they? What do you think? What's your thought on that, Mike?
I've got no idea. But I think, like I said earlier, I think there's a major concern about that. I've heard people saying, well, it'll be great when the lockdown's lifted because we'll get back to normal. And like I said earlier, I don't think we will. I think it'll be a very, very gradual getting back to normal. And it's with you. I think you rely on a lot of the holiday makers for a lot of the work you get.
Well,
and if they're not coming, you know, you miss out on that. You might get your local trade, but there's lots of others that rely on holiday makers.
Yeah, the
and
thing
my
is,
worry
we
is
do
one-
our particular business. Just as an example, it's about 60% of our business is the second homeowners and all the people that come down for their holidays and things. So yeah, it's going to hurt us because that's the second part of our business. I mean, it's half of our business has been destroyed, and we won't get that back this summer, I don't think.
No.
So we do rely on the local
everybody-
trade, and we should, you know, when it's over.
And that's like we said earlier, I'm just praying that really the people will appreciate what has been done for them by the locals and start supporting them again. I haven't seen Amazon sending free food parcels around yet.
No.
You know,
isn't that bizarre?
Well, first,
Mike? How much billions of pounds do they make? No tax, and they don't help anybody.
No, and I haven't seen them helping anybody. But you know, there are still people ordering online and doing it. And yes, it's not great to go down to the co-op or Budgeons or Cost Cutters and have to queue up outside. But again, it's quite nice to have a chat with the people around you.
Yeah,
you're getting to know people. And on the plus side, at least we've been very lucky with the weather.
Do you know what?
If this had been back in, you know, January, February, when we had rain, then I think people would have been depressed.
Well, I mean, we said in the earlier report, Mike, that domestic violence is up 25%.
Yeah.
So the bad thing about there are bad things about this lockdown, but we have to focus on the positives because we have to keep going as a town. Not just the businesses, but the people, and the whole heartbeat of the town has to keep going. So, you know, we are a little bit held and led by the government, Mike, at the moment, aren't we? But
we are, and I think everybody is. You know, but I put myself forward to try and represent the people.
Yeah.
To, you know, becoming a councillor, and you know, I've got the greatest respect for every single resident. And, you know, I try my best for the town, which is, you know, and it takes me a lot of hours and it costs me money at the end of the day, as it does with every other councillor. And people forget, in a way, we are basically volunteers giving up our time to try and run this town. We're not paid millions of pounds. You know, we get a few £100 a year. And it probably wouldn't even cover my, you know, almost shoe leather walking down to the town hall 2 or 3 times a week.
Mike, I just ask something? Just stop you there, because are you up? When's your election up for renewal?
As a councillor?
As the mayor? We don't want any
other
mayor.
Well,
no one wants another mayor.
Yeah. Eh?
No one wants another mayor. Let me tell you, we took a quick poll, Mike. We took a quick poll between the Swanage TV, and we said who could be mayor if it wasn't Mike, and they all said no one. So you know, this isn't a campaign, Mike. You just do the job. There's been some fantastic mayors, but you do the job better.
What I'll say, it is quite demanding, and I didn't want to do, unfortunately, this year. 2 years. A lot of ex-mayors have said 2 years is draining, and I will agree with that. You know, it's draining not only for me, the family, because it does affect the whole family. Now, I carried on for this year, and we're waiting for government legislation because the annual meeting should be on, I think it's the 20th of May this year.
How do they vote you in, Mike? Who votes?
The other 11 councillors.
Okay.
The councillors do that. So, you know, we'll see, but it looks like the annual meeting will be cancelled.
So you'll still be mayor?
That's cancelled, so you could be stuck with me.
Mike, I think that would be in everybody's best interest. Like I say, there's plenty of mayors, but you've been the best because everybody knows you and you do it with your heart. So we're quite happy with that.
Well, you know, it will, if it's this year, this will be my last. I can assure you of that.
All right, we'll see.
You know, so one of the others.
We'll have this conversation next year and see how much money we can get.
No, you won't. No, you won't. So anyway, nice to speak to you, Ian.
Mike, listen, thank you ever so much for coming on, Mike. Take care, do what you got to do, and I will see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you, Ian.
All right, Mike.
And
Thanks
good night,
very much.
everybody.
Greatly appreciated.
Yeah, good night.
Good night. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Mike, he's still our mayor. He's still going to be our mayor, I think. Now, it's at this point I would like to try and go to our correspondent in Wareham, our newly allowed correspondent, Mr. Mark Tigger Rigby. Mark, how are you, sir?
Very well indeed. Thank you. Thank you. And yourself?
Excellent. I am. There you are. Thanks, Mark.
Here
Hello.
I am.
Nice to see
Here
you.
I
Yeah.
am.
How have you been? How's your week been?
Well, it's been a different week as it has for everybody else. Of course, one thing I've got to mention. I know we're all having a hard time at the moment. Difficult situation. But of course, my son turned 15 today. So happy birthday to Tyler. Now, normally that would be a cause for celebration, but unfortunately for Tyler, he was due to spend it on a school trip in New York. And sadly, that was obviously cancelled. He would have been having his 50th birthday in the Hard Rock Cafe in New York.
What a shame.
Instead, he's having it on lockdown with his mum and dad. Not very rock and roll, but there we go. He's bearing up, and he's had a decent day, so we've made the best of it.
Well, Mark, listen, happy birthday to Tyler then. Happy birthday. Happy 15th.
Thank you very much. I'll pass that on to him for sure. Yes. Now, I should mention a couple of things for Wareham in this difficult time for everybody. On Facebook, Wareham Helping Hands, as run by Danielle and Gary Morris. Apparently, Gary tells me more by Danielle than him. But it's a voluntary Facebook group to help people who are struggling with the current situation. They have a list of premises, shops, restaurants, cafes that are still doing deliveries. So let's take advantage of that. The other thing I should mention is another local group, literally a group called Audio Dukes. They're doing an online dance session tonight, I understand, at 9:45. So I would check that out.
Let's have a bit of the dance group.
Yeah, the Audio Dukes. Now, it's all music, not particularly my genre. I'm told the nearest they'll be to punk is Daft Punk, so that'll probably give the idea of the vibe. But give them a go at 9:45 on Facebook tonight.
Fantastic. Mark, quickly, listen, I mean, we were talking just earlier with the mayor, and Swanage businesses have been devastated, but they're hanging on and they're doing what they can do. Now, I know you're in Wareham as our correspondent, and you're there at one of the local shops, which is also suffering the same sort of thing. And I understand you're going to have a little chat with him and see what the situation is and how he's getting on.
I am. Well, you can probably see behind me, I'm outside the Carey Premier store in the suburb of Wareham, and it's run by a gentleman who is just coming to join me. In fact, I'll show you him. It's Aaron Swinthar.
How you guys doing?
Hello,
there
Aaron.
He is, the man himself. Now, I'm going to ask Aaron some questions because we're all interested in how he's coped with the current crisis, as many of the shop staff have, and shop managers, etc. So, shall I fire away, Ian?
You carry on.
Right, I will do. Well, first of all, I'm going to ask Aaron how long he's been proprietor of Premier Carey.
Quite a long time, 8 years. 8 years exactly. 8 years exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, and why did you become a shopkeeper?
Various reasons. I dropped out of uni, and then did a lot of stuff. Worked at McDonald's, Asda's, and sold makeup. In the end, my dad and my uncle said, stop doing what you're doing. Get something that you can obviously have a good livelihood, and here I am.
Fantastic. Mark, just you need to turn the camera around, my friend, because we do know that he's got a van, a big white van. Is that right?
Do you? Yeah, well, yes. Well, let's try doing it this way. Now, Aaron, during the peak of the panic buying at the start of this COVID-19 crisis, you still managed to keep your stores and stocks up. And how did you manage that?
Various things, Mark. There's three things actually, to be honest. One was I used to go to market every other day to London, to Heathrow, to get fresh veg, bread, eggs, and stuff like that. Also, I used Kingston Lacey Courtyard, local produce, local butchers to get meat. and bread even. So yeah, it's been a lot of things, to be honest. Yeah.
So there you go. So mainly sourcing from local premises, which is of course fantastic to hear. Now, people did panic buy. You must have seen the best and the worst of the community. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
What's been your experience of that?
To be honest, a lot of people have helped me. For instance, I had Luke and Dot from Dorset Fencing Specialist who built me up this great veg stand. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see? Yeah. Just to help me out in this crisis. I had BF Crew, Benny, as you probably might or may not know. He was very generous. Gave me his van during this time to just get me to get more stock in because I was driving around in a small car, which I couldn't fit most things in.
Fantastic. Well, that's fantastic. Ian, can I just check how are we doing for time?
Yeah, we're not too long for time, Mark. So we're whenever you're ready to call it a day, that's fine. Before you go though, Mark, can you ask me a question for Aaron?
By all means.
Is he busier now because of the lockdown, because people are going in and having to buy local, than he was before? Is it working for him? Because certain shops seem to be busier now than they were before. So I'm just hoping, with a bit of luck, that's something that's been good for
I'll put it to him, Ian. Yeah, let's see. That's a valid question. Aaron, what Ian's asking is, do you find you're busier now than you were before the crisis because people are shopping more locally?
100% yes. It's definitely increased. Probably twice what we used to take has been now. People are shopping locally. Obviously, they don't want to travel to Tesco's or any bigger markets due to the epidemic.
Now, I've got one final question. We're going to move away to allow a customer to enter because we're abiding by the 2 metre rule, as Aaron does in his shop with the correct markings. Yes, it's good indeed. But I think this is a very important question I need to ask Aaron. Of all your customers, who is your favourite customer?
You're going to still sort me out with that fiver, Mark. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You heard it here first, viewers.
Oh,
it just so happens, as luck would have it, that I happen to be his favourite customer. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought
Mark,
it?
That's fantastic. Listen, Mark, thank you very much. I'm sorry you didn't have the birthday that Tyler was going to have. You should be in New York now, the city that never sleeps, but is actually fast asleep right now.
I should just say one more thing about that. You had me worried when I watched the introduction to the show and you told me it was the 11th of April. I thought I'd missed his birthday by a day, but it is actually, it's still the 10th.
Is it the 10th? Well, I do apologise.
It's just, you have me sweating a bit, Ian, that's all, mate.
Oh my God, I've missed a day. Well, I did have a motorbike accident today. I've lost a day through concussion and illness.
Yeah, I fully appreciate that, Matt. You've been a trooper to get the show going.
Oh, behave yourself. Right, Mark, listen, thank you very much, my friend. I'll catch you on the next show. Appreciate it, Mark.
It's been a pleasure. Okay.
Thanks very much. And there you go. That's Mark, our Wareham correspondent. Wow, did a good job, didn't he? Did a pretty good job. Now, we're coming up towards the end. We have got now, because I wanted to see a little bit about Wareham and everything else. But for those of you who haven't been out in Swanage for some time, let's say you've been self-isolating and you haven't managed to see what the town's like and anything else. Let me tell you, it's not brilliant. But I'm going to just say hello to Nico. She's just going to give us a little bit of a run through there. Nico, hello, how are you?
Hi, Ian.
Hey.
It's me. Very jazzy mask, handmade, I believe, by a lovely local lady. And a friend bought me one, which is
very nice.
Most useful. I know, and it looks jazzy. So fashion and safety. I'm here in the middle of Swanage town centre. As you can see, it is deserted. There is nobody around us at all.
It's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible.
I know. It literally is. It's just me. There's nobody here. There's the odd car passing. I believe 2 people just walked past 5 minutes ago. 1 car has just driven past. This is me on Shore Road.
Wow.
Nothing.
How
I
many
know,
people are
and
on the
even
beach,
if I-
Nico? All those second holiday homes and all the holiday makers, are they on the beach?
That's what we're going to have a look at, Ian.
Ooh. Now, let's point here and go. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, let's have a look.
Let's have a little look down the beach.
Here we go. We have one family strolling and one single person walking their dog and just one other family, I believe, coming down the pavement towards us. So it is indeed pretty much deserted.
We were saying earlier, Nico, that we think people have started to actually abide by it. You know, all the things when people have been saying, oh, there's a million people walking here, there and everywhere. And I'm thinking, well, they might be families, you know. There's all this sort of paranoia about people coming down doing this. You know, they might be looking at the town. It's not overrun with people. It's not overrun with holiday makers or day trippers or anything. It's not overrun with anything.
No, I mean, like you, Ian, I've been coming into work as part of an essential service. Plus, I don't have the ability to work from home due to the problems with rural broadband not existing, pretty much. Yes. And to be honest, I passed one car today going home, which clearly did have a family on their way down for holiday with suitcases and whatever else. But other than that, the town's been pretty much... I mean, look, the excitement of a car. Wow! I know. And watch it. We're doubling up. There's two cars. We have two brave gentlemen on the street
that's
waving.
Nico, that's not the van that was buried up the football club, was it, with the sand?
It might well be in. It might well have achieved freedom at last. But it really is strange. I mean, it's a spooky place. I mean, look, rush hour, two more cars coming towards us now. But no, being in the town all day today, Ian, I went to get some essential shopping for the weekend. I've got someone isolating in my house. And to be fair, it wasn't busy. There weren't crowds of around. It seemed pretty normal, to be honest. You know, as far as we're expected to be quiet, there weren't hordes of people around. And as you can see, there certainly aren't people wandering around here now. Everything's closed. As you said, the businesses... I saw some information on the news today saying that, you know, only 50% of businesses were down. I don't know who they're talking to. Obviously, technology companies or people that can keep running, like insurance companies, they're not talking to theatres. They're not talking to retail outlets.
No, they're not.
Who are, they're not open at all. They're not 50% down. They're 100% down.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
You know,
wherever
the whole
it's involving
street.
people, particularly footfall, coming in and out of your business, you're not going to have any business. It's that simple. And look at the town, Nico. It's Good Friday, for goodness sake.
I know, look at it.
Good Friday with weather like this,
street.
under normal circumstances, it would be heaving the town. Yeah,
it would be. And there's nothing. There's nothing. I mean, either way, there's nobody. Nothing is open for business. Well, all of the, they're all 100% down, pretty much.
Oh, Nico. It is a shame, my friend. But listen, Nico, I'm going to cut you short. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for giving up your exercise walk to come out and show us all.
Yes.
Yep. Nico, I'll see you on the next show. Thank you very much for all your stuff. And we'll see you soon. Thank you very much indeed. Well, what about that then, people? What about that? Oh, two towns next to each other, devastated. Unless you're the owner of the Premier store, of course. I think stores like that, all of the supermarkets, obviously all the food outlets, all of those things are doing well. The other types of businesses are not doing well at all. Okay, couple of things. Just a couple of things I want to get through quickly. Are you having a difficult time paying your council tax? If you are, there is or has been a £500 million COVID-19 fund specifically for council tax, as far as I know. So if you are having problems with your council tax, please, for west and south areas of Swanage, please call 01305 211 970. The hardship fund is for people that need it. Give them a call, explain your situation. They don't like you to cancel the council tax payments because they say it's funding for all the emergency services and everything else. So if you're cutting that, particularly at this time, the emergency services need it. then obviously that's why they don't like you canning. But give them a call, because if you are having problems, then make sure someone can help you out. The other one we've got, roadworks are coming back. I forgot to speak to Mike about it, and Nico. Roadworks are coming back on, right? This is bizarre, because they stopped because of the social distancing rule and everything else. However, they have to come back because they have to keep roads free and open for all the emergency services to use, which I think is a sensible idea. It sort of makes a mockery of the old 6 feet apart thing if they have to come back and continue to work. But what's more important, trying to save other lives with the emergency services, or perhaps one of the stronger lads going down with the flu-like symptoms and possibly getting over it. I don't know. But they are going back on Wednesday, 15th of April. So that's this coming Wednesday. The resurfacing works are going to continue. I don't know, and it doesn't say if the roadworks will be going back around the other way up Kings Road East. I don't know. But pay attention. Wednesday, the 15th of April. Find some more information off of the Dorset County Council website. But yeah, the other things, the food collections, I think Mark did mention it actually. There was the chap in Wareham. He said, as far as you know, the Wareham Town Council have put leaflets out with local services supporting information in supermarkets, chemists and a few other things for things that are doing collections, deliveries and shopping, etc. So thanks a lot for that, Malcolm. Thanks for coming to us from Wareham Tower Chimes. If you can't find one, go to his website, warehamtowerchimes.co.uk, and there is a digital version you can print out for all the shops that are doing the collections. Last thing is, all like a bit of fish and chips. The fish place. They've reviewed their sort of delivery service and feel that it's not working for them. They're overexposed. So what they are doing, let's have a look. We will continue to offer delivery just this week, which is ended now, obviously, on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday only. And we want to offer delivery to the elderly, shielded and vulnerable people. So on those days, all right. So hope the customers will understand and participate in our non-contact collection service, which is available from 4 o'clock till 8 p.m. On Friday, Saturday and Sunday of this week, it will be collection only. Please phone 423 668. Grab me cod and chips while you're there. Lovely job. Okay, that's the end of those announcements. Now, before we go, if you're on your own, literally, if you are, for example, I don't know, starving hungry, you live on your own and you don't know what to eat, and you're thinking, well, what could I possibly do? Well, we thought we would do a little cookery slot with someone. So we made Gary go away, come back. You might have seen him before when we couldn't get the audio right. But Gary Deemer, hello, sir. How are you? The studio kitchen. Gary, how are you, my friend? How you doing?
Not so bad. This is a new little slot, apparently, you've made me do, but we'll do it. I just want to put a shout out
Gary,
to...
it's not raining. It's not raining, so I can't send you out in the rain anymore, so I've got to make you do something equally as crazy.
I need to put out a shout out for Steve Whale, vocalist of Whaley Entertainment. He's performing outside of his residence for the residents of his road live tomorrow at 2 p.m. That's in Wareham.
Excellent.
You can see it live on Facebook. If you type in Steve Well vocalist, it should come up. It's from 2 p.m. tomorrow. Sing along with Steve, he's called it.
Sing along with Steve.
Also, he's made up a charity single, a cover of "Wake Me Up" by Avicii, I guess. Details on how to donate will follow soon. As soon as he's done it all. I think there's a few other vocalists involved with that as well.
It's like
good
a
on you,
Band-Aid
Steve.
for Wareham.
It is exactly that. There's one more thing is, while we're going to get into cooking, on Sundays, if you want a roast dinner, you can have a roast dinner delivered for an Easter Sunday roast dinner is £9.50, I think. By Deliver Roast. No, not from me, no. Oh. Type in Deliver Roast, and Steve Flaming Great, he's called, which is Steve and Lindsay Townsend. They've got together and they're going to do this. Well, they've done it for a couple of weeks now. Delivery service for people. Just get your order in by tomorrow, which is Saturday, and You get it delivered, roast delivered. You don't have to, no problem with cooking. You know, they'll do it all.
Fantastic.
And they deliver it. It's very good.
So, Gary, listen, there's a lot of people on their own, okay? So I'm figuring, if you're on your own and you don't know what to eat, why don't we speak to you, our new resident chef and housewife's favourite, Gary, still. What are you going to be doing for us?
I'm not a chef, I'm a cook, okay?
Oh, okay. What are you going to be doing for us, Gary?
Dave Ferris is a chef, by the way, yeah. Right. Okay, what I'm going to do is a pork and apple burger.
Ooh.
You can obviously cook it on the barbecue when it's nice and sunny with the people you live with. That's a nice little barbecue in the garden. Firstly, this is the hard bit. Firstly, the producers left me with minimal money to get any produce, so I've had to test this on how it's going to work. Okay, they're all laughing now. I can hear them. Anyway, so I've used half of this already. Basically, you get 500 grams of pork, minced pork. Okay. 500 grams of minced pork.
Nice.
You add a touch of garlic, a touch of salt, and a touch of pepper to taste. Like that.
Lovely.
And you also add, I've previously prepared this about an hour ago. It's brown, but it's fine. It'll still cook it. It's absolutely great. You're supposed to drain this.
What is it?
This is apple.
Oh, right.
And onion, yeah.
Nice.
So you drain that, you peel it all up, grate it up, drain it on the kitchen towel, okay? Pop it all in. The ingredients is there now. Wash your hands. Yeah. Right, we'll do that just in case anyone starts crying about it. You know what they're like, anyway.
Well, you've got to wash your hands, Gary. You don't want cross-contamination.
More frequently than usual. That's 50 times a day then. Right. So, we get the ingredients. Obviously, mix it round.
Oh, you're loving that bit, aren't you?
So it's all in together. That's it. Exactly. You get an egg. One egg. That's all you need for this. Actually, I'm going to use half an egg because I've used half of the meat, haven't I? I'm going to use half an egg. He says.
Half an egg? I think that's a whole egg. But we'll have a whole egg.
No, I'll put the rest in the bin.
All right.
So then you mix it round. That's obviously a binding agent for the burger.
Yep.
They'll keep it. Oh, this is the hard bit. It takes time. You only give me a 10-minute slot. How dare you?
I think
but we get there.
It's too long.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm only joking, mate. You're doing a great job. I can't believe you're cooking in front of it. So the eggs binding up all the garlic, the onions, and the pork and everything else.
All of it together. That's it. Yeah. This is not a YouTube recipe. This is mine, and I like a bit of garlic.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. The next bit is the hard bit. I've definitely got. You've got to definitely make sure it's not too wet because it just falls apart otherwise. Okay. We get there. Hang in there. This is like.
I'm hanging, mate. It's good. It's good.
Supermarket sweep, but on like MasterChef or something. How fast do you want to go?
It's the Swanage version of MasterChef.
Oh,
Except you're not competing against anyone.
No, this is going to taste bloody amazing anyway.
It's going to taste amazing.
Yeah.
So when he's finished, if any of you would like to sample Gary's.
No, they're going. I'm having them in a minute.
How are you?
Okay.
So what are you doing now, Gary?
I'm going to grease the tray.
Right.
Slightly oil, slight bit of oil. Yeah. A very small amount, just so it doesn't stick. Okay. I've just washed my hands, so it's fine.
Okay.
I've clean hands. And also, this product is what I bought from a company. I wish I remember the name of it.
Gary, do you know what that looks like? A JML product. You know, you see on the telly, JML.
I suppose it does.
It looks like one of them.
Yeah.
And what's that?
This is a burger maker.
Ooh.
You put the meat in there, bang. I'll just show you in a sec. Hang on. Easy way. Right. Get that. Make sure your oil, if you get one of these machines, they're only £2 from company. Can't remember the Wish. Anyway, Make sure it's oiled. Also with this one as well, the lid, definitely the lid. Because on my previous plans it didn't work.
That's quite a lot of oil, Gary.
It's plenty. It's just so it doesn't stick. Okay. Then I'll bring this over in a sec. Hang in there.
We're all hanging, mate. It's all very good. It's all very good.
So out of that half, I can actually make 4 burgers. I can make 2 burgers out of this lot, but totally 4.
So out of 500 thingies of pork,
500 grams,
you make 4 quarter-pound burgers, yeah?
4 nice burgers, yeah. So you get this. I don't know if you can see from there, can you? Get that, and just push and twist. Looks like I'm trying to sell a product here, doesn't it? This thing. Anyway, you get that.
JML going to be on the phone. You'll be on the shopping channel.
Right, you take that off. Okay, ready to go. So don't put it on the tray yet. Like a sandcastle, you know. Right.
You show it, boss. Oh,
burger.
Excellent.
That's your burger. So you get your burger, pop it there, and so on and so on. You pop it in the oven at 200 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long for?
About up to 15 minutes. You 7 or 8 minutes. You turn it,
Turn
and
them
then
over, okay.
cook it. Yeah, obviously. Here's some I prepared earlier.
Hey!
As you do.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Gary, they look fantastic. Cut one open, have a bite, and let's see what it's like.
I've not finished. You've got to make sure.
Ooh.
You obviously got to make sure. You burn my hands in a minute. Trying to stress me. Right. You make sure that the inside is cooked by bending the burger.
Yeah.
And see if it's cooked like that. Yeah, you see.
Okay, yeah, fantastic.
Cooked. Okay. Obviously, cheese is a necessity, so you pop the cheese on.
Okay, mate.
I'm nearly finished. How are we doing?
It's good. Go on.
Pop your cheese on. And most people like it melted. I'm not going to melt it because we haven't got much time, to be honest. You'd pop the burger bun into the oven. I'm having a double because I'm starving right now. Just for a couple of minutes, less than a couple of minutes, maybe a minute, just to warm it up. And it'll actually crisp the bread. It stops, actually, the why they crisp the bread is to stop the sauce going through the bread. Did you know that bit?
Yeah, that does happen, doesn't it? If you do it with a burger, an ordinary burger roll, and you squeeze it, comes out the top.
Just go
yeah, you're right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Jesus. So, for speed, that's what I'm trying to do. Oh. You're stressing me in.
You're doing great, Gary.
10 minutes.
This is live.
Not half,
This
no
is
more.
live, so you're doing fantastic. Don't worry. Oh, looking good.
Like that. And don't forget there's onion in it already.
Lovely.
I mean, you don't have to put the onion in it. You can take the onion out and use it on top like the traditional ways to do.
Sauce of choice?
Yes. No name. Chili ketchup. Okay. Chili ketchup gives it a bit of spice. You can actually add spices into the burger as well if you wanted to. You put crushed chilies in it and all sorts. Yeah. And that is your burger. Pork and apple burger with a hint of garlic.
Gary,
That's
that
one.
is literally fantastic. Thank you very, very much for doing that for us, mate.
Man of all trades.
It was very good. So, Gary, thank you for that, my friend. I'm going to leave you to it. We appreciate that, Housewife's favourite. And I will see you on the next one. Okay?
Yes.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, everyone. Take care.
Thanks a lot, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Cooking with Egon Rone never was so good. Pork and apple burgers. So if you want the recipe, send us an email. We will send you the recipe if you actually need it. I thought you did very well. I'd just like to thank everyone who's been on the show. We did try and get Laura Rowan on from the Coronavirus Response Facebook group. Sadly, she didn't come back in time. I'd like to thank Gary for doing a wonderful cooking thing, Nico, and our new recruit, Mark. And thanks very much for Mike for coming on again. Like to say goodbye, and thanks to everyone else that's involved, and we will see you on the next show. Thanks very much indeed. Bye bye.